Welcome back to another ABS Daily News with your hockey coach, Guru Coach Frenchie. Today, episode number 158. Easy today, guys. We're going to talk about the recap game between the Dallas Stars and the Montreal Canadiens. And finally, I'm going to give you numbers for Caufield since February 9. You're going to be really impressive for what Caufield did so far. So let's dive in talking about the first subject of the day. The first subject of the day, guys, is about the recap game between the Dallas Stars and the Montreal Canadiens. Final score, Dallas Stars 5, Montreal Canadiens 2. This was the first loss of the Montreal Canadiens at the Bell Center since the beginning of the season. Montreal now, the record is 3-3. Dallas Stars did not lose any games during the regular time. They are now with the 4-0-1. Let's talk a little bit more. The ABS hit the wall, to be honest with you today. They really struggled on every area of the game whatsoever. They did pretty good the first period, but not good enough to get a W. The Dallas Stars, guys, they are a really strong team. They play north and south. They go in front of the net constantly. Any line, they have someone in front of the net for the rebound, and they disturb the goaltender. They make some screen, or they went pushing the defenseman. They are really good team about this. Secondly, they are big guys. 10 of the 12 forward, they are over 6 foot and 1 inch. You can see during the game, Montreal struggled with the physicality of the forward for the Dallas Stars. Then the D are very, very active. They joined the rush. Kenan guy is underrated in NHL. You can see. And then the veteran Ryan Sutter consistently performing night after night, game after game. You saw him again. The only thing I would say, the defensemen, they're really good on pinching on the offensive zone. Montreal struggled when they pinch a lot, and that's another reason I believe Montreal never find a way to get better on the transition of their game on the breakout. Then Joe Pavelski guy hat trick, 3 goal, 1 assist for 4 points. Great performance of the veteran of 38 years old. What a goal, the first of the night over the right shoulder of Jake Allen on the back ends. Montreal struggled on the special team. Martin Saint-Louis explained after the game where they really did not do very well. First of all, they are 0-4. Yesterday, 3 of the 4 power play, they got a penalty. So they canceled their own power play by different players, got a penalty. Then they gave 2 of the 3 chances on the power play for the Dallas Stars. Then it was the first time this year in 6 games, Montreal gave more at 1 goal on the shortened. Dallas Stars killed the momentum of the Montreal Canadiens. How? But they gave a goal at Montreal at the first minute of the second period when the score was 1-1 after 20 minutes. Then they gave another goal at the end of the third period. It was still 3-2 at that moment, and it was about 28 seconds at the end of the second period where Lendl scored on his rebound and gave the lead by 2 to the Dallas Stars, and Montreal never come back in this game. And for me, that was the momentum of the game between the Stars and the Montreal, where I feel like Montreal was hanging there until they gave those 2 goals at the beginning, at the end of the second period. I want to give you more information here is about good news. Is XHEKAJ. He was the best player on the ice yesterday. First, he got an assist on the goal of Mike Hoffman. What a great south pass he did. Then he scored his first goal in NHL, a wrist shot from the blue line. Let's see what's happening for this goal of XHEKAJ. Pass for the blue line. He does a great wrist shot, and Ottinger can see it. And a great move from ARBER. And that the way he scored his first goal in NHL. Again, ARBER was for me the best player for the Montreal Canadiens. That's complicated, honestly, the situation as a left defenseman, where and how and when Joel Edmondson going to come back in the lineup, what kind of decision the Montreal Canadiens going to do? Who going to go to the Laval Rocket? And I'll be honest with you, I always said since the beginning of the game, the season, ARBER should go to Laval. But right now, we have to give credit, guys. He's maybe, after Caden Cooley, the best rookie defenseman for the Montreal. So it'll be really interesting what Montreal is going to do. Because right now, XHEKAJ is really unicorn players. He's physical. He can fight. He can play hockey, guys. He's not a goon. He's a guy who can play hockey. He has some skill and talent. We have to recognize this. And I maybe been hard on him because I really believe he missed a couple of things we need to get better on different things. But overall, we have to give credit for what he accomplished so far with the Montreal Canadiens after 6 games. Another thing I want to talk about, the Montreal Canadiens struggle on the defensive zone coverage. Here, another sick I like to watch after the game. First of all, the scoring chance, again, they gave tonight, guys, 34 times. They gave a chance for the Dallas Stars. 17 of them, half of them, guys, was a high danger chance against. This is the number the coach does not like to see after the game. You can see the shot, you can see the face-off, but those 2 numbers is one area I'm always looking after the game. And if you give more at 20, you're going to lose most of the time. You're really in the trouble. And that's one area what Montreal yesterday could not handle the Dallas Stars to match up. For me, Kirby Dach was his bad game, maybe the worst game since he played with the Montreal Canadiens. He was responsible for at least 1 of the goals, possibly 2 of them. But again, I did not see him engage. This line with Drouin Anderson was maybe the worst for the Montreal Canadiens. Kirby Dach have only 33% of his face-off. He lost 6 of the 9 attempts he got yesterday. And for me, Kirby Dach was not very good for the Montreal Canadiens. Look, he's young, but I think it's exactly what the Blackhawks mentioned about him is inconsistency. It's something he needs to get better to show up every single game. So guys, this concludes my recap game between the Montreal Canadiens and the Dallas Stars. Final score, Dallas 5, Montreal Canadiens 2. The next game for Montreal is going to be next Tuesday. Again, the Minnesota Wild at home at the Bell Center before they leave on the road for 4 games. They're going to stop in Buffalo, St. Louis, Minnesota, and Winnipeg Jets. Let's move on now, guys, for the next subject of the day. My next subject, guys, I want to talk about is Cole Caufield by number. You're going to be really impressive by what he accomplished, Caufield, since Martin St. Louis became the head coach with the Montreal Canadiens February 9. Listen, check his 5 versus 5 stats. He's the 3rd in NHL with 17 goals, guys, behind McKinnon and Matthews. Just give you an idea how he's performing under Martin St. Louis. The next thing, he needs to room improvement. On the flip side, in 42 games, he's only the 40 in NHL with only 5 goals during the power play. It's a one area he needs to produce is this way. Still this year, in 6 games, he has only 0 goals. All his 4 goals so far are on 5 versus 5. Those number guy is not including the game he played against the Dallas Stars. But his volume of 5 versus 5 is really interesting. He have already 90 shots on the goal or on the net. He is a 33 in NHL ranking with the most shot in NHL at 5 versus 5 since February 9. His efficiency, guys, is pretty good. He have 1.73 goal per 60 minutes at 5 versus 5. He's the 5th in NHL behind McKinnon, Matthews, Tresselol, and McDavid. Then he's still high under Martin St. Louis guy is improved of almost 3 minutes per game. Just give you an idea what Dominic Trump, he did not use him properly. So this is a really great important stat because Caufield is more involved on the ice under Martin St. Louis. And then the total goal, guys, the 21 goal he has plus the 5 goal on the power play goal, that's the total of 26. He's the 5th in NHL with the most goal. So again, this is really impressive, Cole Caufield. And finally, guys, remember, we're still on the process of developing Cole Caufield, not to become only a scorer, but to become a better hockey player. He's only 21 years old. Think about this. Many of those players, they reach their full potential at 25 years old. So he's still 4 years. And for me, Cole Caufield have the potential to score a minimum of 35 goals this year and possibly the next 2 years to be over 40 goals. So I just want to share with you guys those numbers about Cole Caufield. Really impressive. And of course, leave me a comment. Tell me what you think about Cole Caufield under this video. This was really short for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoy it. Please leave me a comment. Tell me what you think about the recap game Montreal and the Dallas Stars. Tell me what you think happening for the Montreal Canadiens. And finally, tell me a little bit more about Cole Caufield. How impressive are you with those numbers? And that's, guys, conclude my episode 158 of the Ad Daily News. Until the next time, I want to remind you, please, of course, don't forget to subscribe, sharing this video, and click on the likes. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. I wish you an amazing, blessing Sunday, everybody.